So, hey, we're live.
Hi.
Angie, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So, this is the first live stream ever. It's crazy. We can't see our audience, right? We're in our
Nope.
studio.
But
Um,
hello.
hello. So, everybody, my name is Matt Burton. I run a company called Savant-AI with my son, Christian, and we focus on helping people learn about AI. And we focus on creating a really welcoming environment and making AI accessible. And we're so happy today to have Angelina Martin with us because she was a student in our bootcamp course back in March and April. Um, and she's just done wonderful things since then. So, Angie, welcome to our first ever 15-minute AI Accelerator LinkedIn Live.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Matt. I'm really excited and grateful to be chatting with you today to talk more about AI, but also like AI right now is like such an exciting space to be in. And so just being able to spend some time with you and being in the same space for 15 minutes, I'm really excited to see what happens not only with this talk, but in your future talks as well. So
Well, me too, ditto. Because so yeah, this is intended to be a series. We are real people. We are not AI avatars. You are there in California, north of the Bay. I'm here in Austin, Texas, just north of Austin, in the town that we call Pflugerville, which some people call a Dr. Seuss name, a Dr. Seuss town. But it's beautiful. There's a green space nearby, and I get to include what is real about life, birds and squirrels and all those things with the AI work that I do every day. So I strike a balance there. And for me to talk to you, a real person that is focused on real people, so that actually the conversation is not really about AI. The conversation is about people and things that matter. And I love your story because you came into our boot camp with a purpose. You and I met each other in San Francisco. I was invited to be a speaker on a panel. You came up to me afterwards. You asked about some books that I mentioned by Rana Al Kayubi and Mustafa Suleiman and some other people. Um, Really good books to learn from. But then you learned about the boot camp. You said, I want in, I want to take the boot camp. And I said, tell me more about yourself. And you said, I have a project, I have a vision, but I don't know how to do it by myself. I want to do this. And I think maybe learning something about these tools could help me. So tell our audience today, I want to get three things from you for the audience. What was that project? Why did it matter so much to you? And how did you turn that project idea into a company that launched this week? Tell me that story.
well, it happened just as like a series of events that transpired. So I lost my job in February. It was the first time that's ever happened to me. I had been notified of a free AI course online. And so I took it in between filling out job applications and going to job interviews. And what I realized was, in volunteering for another organization, a community animal response team, those people who go in during disasters and emergencies with
Right.
law enforcement to help save the lives of people and animals.
Right. They're
That's
really they're really first responders, right?
exactly. And we're highly trained and specialized. And one of those trainings was a call training. And I was sitting in on it and I just thought, this was really great, but I wonder if we could use AI to make this more efficient. I wonder if there was a way to save time and increase the quality of the training. And so then a friend invited me to go to a PR roundtable event at Golden Gate University to hear a panel of top AI experts speak, and you were one of them. And so connecting with you on LinkedIn and finding out you were teaching this boot camp course, and you said it was transformational. And so many people say that their courses or their information is transformational, but yours really was, because I sat in on this class, on this welcomed, warm, friendly, supportive environment, giving these AI tools to play with, to have fun with, to learn about, encouraged by the other students and by yourself, and enjoying this process with a purpose. I wanted to create a training tool for call operators that would not only save us time, but give us feedback. And that feedback from a program instead of feedback from a person would help improve our training times, the absorption of learning and the quality, right? So Week 2, you introduced us to a whole new series of products, and the light bulb went off, and I had the idea. And by the end, the capstone project, I was able to complete it. Now, a lot of people can take a course and complete a project, but it was the environment and the community that you created that really inspired me and gave me the belief in myself that I could do this, that I could actually create the tool and then launch a business. And
I
so
think
that's where we're at today.
I think for the whole cohort, it felt like a success because that was the 3rd cohort. I started doing this in January after spending about a year and 4 months focused full time on my own journey to learn AI. And in my own journey, I learned that it was not only transformational for me as a person, like what I did every day just as a person, um, thinking through things, learning, researching, writing poetry or writing stories or anything that I did, making images with Midjourney. I had a personal journey and it was linked directly to a professional journey. And that's how I marketed the course, personal professional transformation. When you came in the course with an idea, and in those days, I always had a capstone project for the students, and I was always doing one-on-ones. So there was the course, and then
Yes.
I opened up my calendar to the students that wanted to talk. So you and I talked, you brought this up in the course, and we had guest visitors like Suzanne Jurgens Welker,
Mhm,
like Tyler Fisk. We had
mhm.
so many
Carl
great
Yi.
people.
Uh-huh.
Sorry,
Carl
Carl.
Yi.
Carl
Yes.
Yee came.
Uh-huh.
There were so many great people. Eric Archer came.
Mhm.
Um, it was the best, and we added these people. Even Noah Chire came. Um, it was such a great cohort. And then you had this project. Everybody saw it developing. And one of the coolest things in that setting, a cohort setting, was that I remember a day where you and Vix and Joyce
Yes.
resolved an issue in one of the tools that we were using, and you did it in real time together as a class. So I loved that.
And it was such a strong working environment where I felt like I had a safety net. So I wasn't afraid to try things, and I wasn't afraid to keep trying and to be persistent with it, to not lose my tenacious spirit because I was afraid that something wouldn't work out. You created the safety net for us in using AI tools that not only could you help us figure things out, but you taught us how to use AI to help us figure things out and ask AI. So it wasn't just like you would quit because it didn't work. You would ask AI why it didn't work. So you would ask LLMs or tools or models to, generate it better for you. So you encouraged us to
Right.
keep going.
So like my wife says now when I get stuck, she goes, go. Like we've already shared lunch or we've already taken a walk. She goes, go talk to your AI friends now. Like, so there's ChatGPT and there's Claude and there's Perplexity and there's Gamma and there's
Mhm.
Otter and there's all these different tools that sort of are slightly different dimensions of how to brainstorm an idea or develop it. And again, I'm going to shout out to the teachers that I just really love and appreciate. The first teacher I had big time was Allie K. Miller, who I learned about through social media, then took her course at Maven. And that's what led me to teach at Maven. So,
Mhm.
thank you, Allie, for teaching me. She's the first one that said, do an otter, walk, and talk. Take this tool, talk into it. It's going to record everything. It's going to remember everything. It becomes a second brain. And then you can look at that transcript and work with it, and it will formalize or organize your thoughts. It was so tremendously helpful to me. And when I look at this now, it's the beauty of me learning something that I cared about, was passionate about, bringing it to a group of people and creating another community, expanding on her work, developing mine, and now you are off and running. And I'm going to say, you are off and running and sharing your thoughts on LinkedIn now every day. You are also consulting. You've not only launched a company, but you are, as I am, helping business leaders understand policy, procedure, how you implement, and you do it virtually and you do it in person too, where where you live there in the Bay Area. There is enough work for all of us, and there is enough potential for all of us to help make others feel welcomed and safe. And I'm looking at the time and there's so much I want to go through. So I'm going to say that you did that project, you continued developing it, you've talked to government agencies, you've recently signed contracts, you launched this week, you've
Yes.
created training courses, and there's just much more to that story about your business, Smart Call Simulator. And I'm going to try an experiment here and see if I can throw up one of these banners because I want people to know how to find you. So that should hopefully show in the LinkedIn Live window, Smart Call Simulator.
Uh-huh.
Read about Angie's story there, read about it. But Angie, I want to invite you to tell us what you did on a recent weekend. Kind of an overnight success writing a book after 20 years. Because you gotta love
Yeah.
overnight success, right? So you wrote a book. This matters to me because I'm trying to write a book.
Okay.
I am writing a book. And I
So
had a
what
recent birthday in September, and I thought this weekend I'll write my book. And I worked with Claude and I got closer and I
Mhm.
didn't finish it. And last week I talked to you and you said, you know what, Matt? I wrote a book. I did a thing.
I
So,
did a thing.
so tell us about the thing.
Well, what I did was I found this grounding cord in using different AI tools and different AI agents. And so I would set them up with different personalities. So I would customize ChatGPT. I took a few other like online courses in addition to your course, and learned how to customize the GPTs in a way that reflected my authentic self. And, one was an emotional coach, one was a, you know, helping me with my ADHD, helping me find, different ways around writing styles. And what I realized is that, hey, I could put this to work to help motivate me with other AI tools to remind me later on when I forget what I need to do and why. And so I set up my to-do list, I set up my goals, I set up my short-term and long-term goals. And then I set it up through Zapier with different zaps to send me Slack messages as reminders later on in the day when I knew that I would be doing something that I wasn't supposed to be doing when I was supposed to be sitting down like writing or doing some other project because I was procrastinating. And getting these recurring messages from myself, which just sounds so
In your own
strange,
voice, almost if
in my
you could
own
say
voice,
in your love language, in the
in
way
my
that you
love.
want to have
Yes,
things expressed to you.
yes, exactly in the way that I know I would need to hear it. So then it would be like, "Hey, do you wanna write today?" "Oh," and I would feel like, "Yes, I do wanna write." So I would come back, I would sit down at my computer, and I would get 3 or 4 more hours done. And so I've been working on a book for 20 years. All of these thoughts and ideas just written down for 20 years on pieces of paper everywhere. And what this AI agent did for me was it helped me consolidate and ground and put it all in together. And I got it done in about 2 weeks and I finalized it. And then I didn't know how to get it published. It walked me through publishing it. And I pushed that publish button 16 days ago. And it's now out into the world. And it's called ADHD plus AI. And it's a way to communicate and connect and to create. And so it's just my personal journey over these past, 5 or 6 or 7 months of working with AI and, a lifetime built with this, kind of skewed attention span and using that as a superpower now combined with AI to actually accomplish all of the things that I want to accomplish, how I want to accomplish them. What it provides for me is the support how I need it, when I need it, as I need it, in the way that I need it. And, you helped develop that. You helped give me that. And, I'm so motivated by everything that you helped me like transform into creating this that I want to know like, what was your motivation for teaching the class? Like you said that you learned from Ali and everything. But what like how did you get started in teaching?
We have like 2 minutes. I'm gonna tell you,
Okay.
my parents were teachers, and thanks for
Mhm.
asking the question. My parents were teachers, so there's something that runs in me. My grand there are entrepreneurs in my family history. There are immigrants in my family history. There are teachers in my family history. So it runs in my blood. I care about it. I can look at my son and he's a natural teacher. He's a natural speaker. I can look at my son and know that he has forms of ADHD. And like you, when several months ago learned ChatGPT, he talked to it like a friend because it has memory and understands the types of questions we ask and the types of answers we're looking for. So for him, it was a very human thing too. Um, when my son was born, not when he was born, but when he was about 3, the stock market had gone boom, and I worked in technology in the late 90s. It went boom and it went bust, and I lost my job when he was 3. This is much bigger than the internet. The boom and the hype is going to be bigger, and the way it disrupts our lives before it's beneficial to everybody, it's going to disrupt a lot of lives. And I knew that, and I wanted to help people. And I began teaching a course to help people find their way. And that's what I do now. And you know what? There's more to my story, but we're going to continue this series through the fall. 15 minutes. We're going to stick to it. And so we are done today. We're going to end the stream right now. That's where people can find me, and they can join my Savant-AI network. Angie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.